might hear somebody and they just loud and proud about how everybody else is a brokey, understand that person is the brokey. It's them. The call is coming from inside the house. You're the one that's broke, ma'am. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. You can support uncensored conversations via Cash App or buying your girl a coffee.
Let's give a round of applause for how you black queens are raising these girls. Let's give it up. Let's give it up. You guys are raising them with no dignity, a sense of entitlement that they should not have. And on top of that, the rudeness level that you are raising these young girls with is honestly disgusting. It was a gift exchange at school for my 11-year-old son who's in 6th grade, right? So we had to sign a paper. You signed the paper and said, hey, yeah, my daughter wants to participate. We're going to do a gift exchange, $25 maximum, whatever, right? So my son gets the Roblox. I should have known something was up. We're going to call the girl P. P's thing said she likes baddies. Yeah, she likes baddies. That's her favorite show. She's like 11 or 12 in 6th grade, but her favorite show is baddies. That to me should have rang a bell. We should have been like, no, we're not participating. But I said, hey, you know what? Let's give it a go, right? My son really wanted to participate. Let's do it. So we go. I'm like, hey, here's a $25 Roblox gift card that she asked for. Here you go. She asked for clothes. She asked for shoes. This girl asked for a lot of stuff. I'm like, hey, the budget's 25. Like, I don't, you know, I'm sorry your parents don't give you clothes and shoes, but asking another kid's parents to buy you clothes and shoes during a gift exchange is kind of like, girl, like, what are you thinking?
That is definitely a red flag right off the bat. The fact that for a gift exchange at school, you're putting a bunch of things on the list is crazy work. If you know that the maximum is $25, then you might look for something that's around $20 at most. $22, $23. You don't even really want to go for asking for something that is $25 or possibly more. So the fact that she has no couth to know that you shouldn't do that lets me know that there's very little home training happening. Look, let me tell you the type of home training I got. Even if I were to go out to eat, let's say we're going out to eat with a family member and the family member said that I could order whatever it is that I want. I'm still looking at those prices. In fact, I'll give you an exact example. I was working at a hair salon and I remember for the like end of the year kind of like get together, my boss took us to Benihana and I was looking at the prices and I was thinking to myself, ooh, I don't want to order anything that's too expensive. I don't want to order anything that's too expensive because I'm not the one footing the bill. And I still think that way to this day. Whenever, you know, we go out to eat with Justin's family, understand my mind goes to, okay, I want to get something that I'll enjoy, but also I'm not going to go for the most expensive thing on the menu because I just think that's rude. It's very rude to sign somebody else up to pay an enormous bill when you could order something that's still delicious for you, but also not the most expensive thing on the list. So the fact that she's listing off all these different things that she wants for a gift exchange, it's one thing to add maybe 2 items so they can kind of choose between which is more reasonable for them. But let's be so for real here. If you're listing off, well, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, it's already a red flag for me. As well as the baddies. Let me not glaze over that. The fact that she said her favorite show is baddies is effing weird. Why are you bringing up baddies in something that's in relationship to the school, a school program, something that you're doing with the school? That's weird. I'm not gonna pretend when I was that age, I was watching Flavor of Love, okay? Now, it wasn't nearly as bad as how baddies is because they just keep pushing the envelope on what's acceptable on TV, but I was watching Flavor of Love as a kid. See, the difference is though, when we were watching it growing up, we were all laughing at the women, right? We weren't trying to be like them broads. We thought they were fucking weird. With baddies, you have these little girls aspiring to be like those ratchet ass females on that show. That's the difference.
So the days are getting closer. My son's like, hey, like I noticed that my gift, you know, wasn't under the tree. I said, hey, you know what? Maybe her parents are waiting to the last day. Last day of the exchange comes. My son's gift is still not under the tree. I said, hey, you know what? Maybe she's going to bring it the day of, right? The day of shows up. My son gives the girl her gift. And so my son says, hey, where's my gift? She goes, I didn't get you a gift because I don't have to. My son says, but it was a gift exchange. She goes, I don't care what it was. And she takes the gift card and walks away. Mind you, P is black and she wears lace front wigs. And again, her favorite show is Baddies.
First of all, you're what, 11, and you talk about she's wearing a lace front wig? This goes back to all the videos that I've done about Black girls and their hair. The mothers teach their daughters to hate their hair. An 11-year-old can't afford to get a lace front wig all of her own. No, 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 no. The mother is ratchet, and it's gonna be hard for you to convince me otherwise, and her behavior is indicative of the mother. How can the mother teach the daughter any better when she's a hood rat hoodlum her damn self? You know, and honestly, the teacher should have stepped in. If you are the teacher, you should be making sure that all of the kids that participated in that have their gift. So the teacher should have been paying attention to this. This shouldn't have been a situation where the mom had to get involved. If you know that it was a gift exchange and only one student brought a gift, that is on the teacher to make sure that she's communicating with the parents and then also rectifying that if the other student decides that they're just not gonna bring the gift. You return that gift to the child and then tell the other kid like, hey, you didn't actually participate, so why would you then walk off with a gift if you didn't exchange? So the teacher is out of order for even allowing it to get to this point where the child has to go back home and say, basically, he got robbed.
It sounds like whatever, bro. So I'm like, it's not whatever. First off, it's not the point that it was $25. That's neither here nor there. It's the point of her level of entitlement and the fact that she's a scammer at the age of 11 or 12 years old. Over here is scammy. She knew she was not going to get a gift. Her parents knew she was not going to give him a gift. And so it's kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, what was the point of this? For a $25 gift card and to make someone feel what? What did you want him to feel about himself? You know what I mean? And so I go down to the school because I'm like, absolutely not. I say, call her mama and tell her to come up here because we need to know if her mom actually got him a gift or not. The mom was like, well, I didn't know. I forgot. Mind you, mama in bonnet and pajamas. Daughter must have been wearing a lace front that belongs to her and the mama because the mama had a bonnet on her head. Her hair wasn't done at all.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean? When I tell you guys that the bonnet and the pajamas out in public is indicative of something, understand this is what I'm talking about. That laziness that you give yourself. Like, you don't even put effort into yourself. What makes me think and the rest of the world think you're gonna put effort into anything else if you aren't even putting effort into yourself? I don't even think you're putting effort into your daughter. Let's be so for real here. I believe it. I believe it. I've seen this type of ratchet broad out in the wild. I've seen it. This type of behavior definitely does exist. You have some parents that don't give a damn. They don't want to be bothered. They don't want to be bothered. They think that their child is entitled to everything under the sun and that they should offer nothing, that they should not contribute. Remember that video, and I'll insert a clip here, of the one broad that was complaining about the school supplies. Oh, well, I do the school supplies, so I didn't buy no school supplies. You want to be shared with, but you don't want to share your damn stuff.
I do not buy school supplies, and let me tell y'all why. For one instance, I buy all this school supplies for my kids. They take some of it to school, and the teachers take all of the supplies and tell the kids don't write their names on it. What? That's supplies that I bought my kids. And no offense, I'm not trying to share with no other kids. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to share. I'm not buying nothing. Anything that my kids need to succeed, you provide everything.
That type of ratchet ass, scammy, entitled behavior. You said you had an issue with the school supplies being shared, but now you want to be shared with. Let's be so for real here. You can't make this up.
And she's like, I don't know. I mean, you know, we was talking about the gift exchange and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you okay, ma'am. I'm like, you don't have to get loud. We're just asking for the gift card back. She's like, oh, it's just a funky ass little $25. It's not even that serious. Okay, well, give us the gift card back.
If it was just a funky $25, then why didn't you buy this little boy a gift for the gift exchange? If it's just a funky little $25, then why are you tripping? Why couldn't you just reach in your purse and grab $25 to give to this woman and her child? What are we talking about here? You know, it's crazy. People want to act like you're the crazy one for not wanting to be scammed. Well, it's just this. Well, if it's just that, then why are you scamming us for it? It's just like those broads that would go on dates with men and then be mad at them when they ask them for money and they don't want to give it to them. Well, it's just that. Okay, well, if it's just that, why the hell are you asking for it? I swear, it be the brokies that want to project their brokenness onto everybody else. Whenever I hear somebody and they just loud and proud about how everybody else is a brokey, understand that person is the brokey. It's them. The call is coming from inside the house. You're the one that's broke, ma'am.
Well, my daughter already put it on her account. Okay, well, give me $25. And she, I don't have to pay. I said, you know what? At the end of the day, baby, you're right. You guys needed more than us. You go to keep. We don't need nothing, baby. We ballin'. She's like, we balling over here, baby. We got money. We got racks, baby. You don't even know. My baby got Jordans. My baby. I'm like, okay.
Jordans? Is that the metric of wealth? Whether or not you got a pair of damn Jordans? You got Warren Buffett who wears Fruit of the Loom every day. Granted, he owns Fruit of the Loom, but you think because your son wears Jordans that means y'all got it like that? The problem is in the Black community, we prioritize brands over actual substance. You think cosplaying rich makes you rich. Because you look like you have money, that means that you do. No, the hell it doesn't. Name brands does not mean you got it like that. Because if you spent your last on something named brand, guess what you don't have? Money. Guess what you don't have? Rent money, food money, gas money, all the monies. And then we wonder why the Black community don't got nothing. Because this is the mentality of a lot of us. Unfortunately, you think having a pair of Jordans is a flex. Those are a pair of shoes that's gonna get dirty and you're gonna grow out of them. That's not a real flex, honey. Any dumbass could spend their last to buy a pair of Jordans. It's not a flex.
Balling over here, baby. We got money. We got racks, baby. You don't even know. My baby got Jordans. My baby. I'm like, okay, my son owns an acre of land and a home, so he has a trust fund. So what are we really comparing here? You know what I mean? And that was her mindset to bring up that her baby has Jordans. I don't care. I said, you know what? You're right. You guys go ahead and have fun. I said, little mama, you enjoy the gift card. I have a Merry Christmas. I took my son. I said, you know what? You handled that very well. He was like, you know what, mom? Like, I'm not into drama. I'm just not into it. I said, I understand, baby. So I took him to the store. I got him a $25 Roblox gift card and we went home. That was it. But at the end of the day, like I told the teacher, I said, you were supposed to be monitoring the situation. I said, when you noticed that the deadline had passed and she had not brought a gift, you could have saved everybody some drama and some trouble by saying, hey, P, you don't have your gift, so we're going to rearrange the gift exchange because you don't have your gift. You know what I mean? So instead of putting my son in a position and me in a position where we had to confront somebody over a $25 gift, you know what I mean? So again, it's just like I said, like the little girl, for her to just have that sense of entitlement, that sense of I don't give a F at this age is kind of crazy. Like, how bold are you to say, oh, I don't have to because I didn't want to? How bold are you to do that?
Like she said, it's the entitlement. And it's just the lack of care for others. It's so weird. I've done gift exchanges before. It should be exciting to give to others. You know, I don't understand that mentality of not wanting to give to others. I think giving gifts is a lot of fun, to be honest. I think it's a lot of fun to find things that people are gonna like, to think deeply about what they're interested in, and then find something that's gonna put a smile on their face. That brings me joy, okay? Maybe it's a little selfishness with the joy it brings me to buy things that people like. But I'm just saying, the fact that you're opting into a gift exchange with no intention to give a gift is weird. It's very weird and sociopathic behavior. I'm irked by all of this. The fact that you have these kids being raised by these ain't shit parents or these ain't shit single moms or ain't shit whoever the hell, no wonder the kids behave the way that they do. No wonder we saw that situation in Chicago with that woman being attacked, not just her, but her kids being attacked by that little group of bastards. No wonder you had that situation with that principal who lost her eyesight because some little bastard wanted to throw things and knocked her eye out of the socket. I was listening to a story just this morning about a little boy who murdered his mom over not getting like a VR headset. Just pew-pewed his mom. And then after he pew-pewed her, got on her phone and ordered the VR headset off of Amazon. Didn't care. No empathy. When the police came, pretended like it was an accident. And then later on asking, well, when is my VR headset gonna arrive? Like he didn't just murder his mom. We're really raising sociopaths and it's disturbing. When I say, yes, I care about how people are showing up in the world, understand it's indicative of so much more than just a damn bonnet, bad attitude, bad weave, bad eyelashes, bad everything. It's more than just that. It's all tied to a mentality. It's tied to a personality archetype, and that archetype is plaguing our community. In fact, it's plaguing other communities as well. How do we expect the next generation to grow up and do something better when we're watering it with nonsense? All that's going to grow from the seeds that we are sowing is just more dysfunction and foolishness. It's going to get worse. But I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts down below. How do you feel about this whole situation? Have you ever experienced this with your kids at the school and some hyena and her hyena young causing problems with your child? Or are you the hyena mom and your child ain't ish and now you're offended by this video and you're gonna thumb thug in my comment section about it? I am curious to hear all of your thoughts down below. If you like the content, like the content. The more you interact with it, the more it gets pushed down to the algorithm. Also, hype the video. I may or may not have that function. You just gotta check. If you're feeling a little extra generous, the link is in the description to buy your girl a coffee. Thank you guys so much, and I will see y'all with the next one. Deuces.